Back in the Middle Ages, when feudalism was the dominating social construct, warring kings settled disputes by marrying their children off to another king's kids. Nobody could have predicted that in 2018, auto giants like BMW and Hyundai would use a similar tactic to improve brand quality. It's not that these two starkly different automakers want to form a partnership, that would be weird, but Hyundai has showcased its desire to raise its standards by mixing designers and engineers from BMW into its staff. Above those are new headlight designs that steal an observer's eye before their attention shifts to the muscular lines of the reshaped hood. Hyundai used the same formula at the rear, pasting a new bumper, taillights, and a resculpted trunk lid to the Sonata's Badingkadong. As a rolling billboard for Hyundai's fresh design philosophy, stylists wanted to make sure those stuck behind the Sonata in traffic knew exactly what it was. Large letters spelling the Sonata name are glued onto the trunk lid and sit under a large Hyundai badge to solve that problem, which forces the license plate to take a new seat on the bumper. Along with shiny brand lettering, a chrome lip on the rear bumper visually ties together the two metallic exhaust tips, though don't think those were put in place because the engine needs large nostrils to breathe. For 2018, Hyundai gave our eco-trimmed sedan the title of being the exclusive bearer of the Sonata's 1.6-liter turbocharged inline-4. That relegates the 2.4-liter inline-4 to the SE cell, a new mid-range trim level, Sport, and Limited models, and leaves the top-range Limited 2.0 T Plus as the singular owner of the 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Owners of the 2.4-liter Sonata get a 6-speed automatic transmission, while an extra special 8-speed auto is reserved for those who purchase the 2.0-liter turbo. Possessing the most environmentally friendly engine in the lineup, our Sonata Eco gets a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission to tease out more fuel economy. It fires shifts off quickly, relying on imperceptibility to convey smoothness. After digesting the exterior's facelift and an interior that's been updated with a 3-spoke steering wheel and high-quality, visually appealing materials for the new center stack, it is the human-machine interaction with the transmission that uncovers the next hint that Hyundai is serious about changing the way the public perceives its cars. Grip the shift knob and it responds with an affirming handshake that can only mean one thing: someone lost sleep obsessing over how shifting from park to drive feels like. The engine's 178 horsepower and 195 pounds-to-foot of torque won't send the 16-inch alloy wheels up front shrieking, but at least the 7-speed delivers upshifts that can make an engaged driver wish for paddle shifters. The Limited 2.0 T Plus has those. Throw a perpetually late human into the driver's seat who knows a thing or two about drive modes and apexes and happens to be late to a tuxedo fitting where he'll be joined by judgmental friends from his high school years, and you'll quickly encounter a chassis that kills the mood. Blame the comfort-oriented ride for that. Obviously the Sonata Eco will not be in throttle response killing in high gear seeking eco mode during such a scenario. Comfort mode will not suffice either, but at least sport mode gets with it and shifts hard to reveal somewhat adequate acceleration. This thing does have a combined Epa mileage rating of 31 mpg. In smart mode, the car tries to guess what mode it should be in based on how the driver behaves with the throttle. Using it removes the awkward step of having to put the car into sport mode when an itchy lead foot combines with aggressive music and a slow car in front, which makes us wonder why a setting like this isn't in all cars with variable drive modes. Drive modes aside, it's the comfort-oriented suspension, ever-present body roll, and feedback-free steering that destroyed dynamics during our week driving the Sonata Eco. On the bright side, the smooth ride soaked up bumps on the roading roads and eased its headache during the morning after the bachelor party. In fact, it's plausible to spend an entire hangover without considering an Advil buffet thanks to the quiet cabin and the Hyundai-Kia joint venture that resulted in the Sonata's intuitive and non-infuriating infotainment system. It wasn't just Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility that made frantic phone calls and text messages between groom and tardy groomsmen a breeze. The 7-inch touchscreen also allows for fast switching between satellite radio settings to Apple Maps. Having these tools on hand made a stressful week easy. But like a rented tuxedo, there was always the feeling that something was missing from the Sonata. Look in the $23,535 price tag and you'll find it. The fact that small money only goes so far, because when you buy an inexpensive ticket and take the ride, the thrift will show up somewhere along the way. As tactfully as the Sonata can pull off comfort, smooth ride, metal buttons, the whole shebang, that thrift shows up in its lack of soul. Somewhere, the Sonata's personality was crushed so it could fit into a costume that's more widely accepted by society. It shows up most in the seats. Nothing wrong with cloth seats, they're preferable to leather once winter months vaporize and heat eagerly huddles and hide waiting to assault bare skin. But the fact that everything after the center stack is reminiscent of, well, a $23,000 car, makes the seats stand out and allows them to become the blade that pops the bubble of illusory confidence. Better seats wouldn't have changed a thing. Without sounding classist, severe wealth inequality is a terrible thing to further stratify, even on the philosophical level, but the Sonata does not stick to its ranks. It employs a willy-nilly personality that rolls over to expose its belly when a lawyer's BMW is on its tail, and giving it a tux only makes it feel more submissive and less like a rebel who knows their roots. You could let that deter you, or you could stop analyzing cars as deeply as us nerds and enjoy the fact such a high level of comfort can be had on a car this cheap. Thanks for watching.